Hey everybody. Today I'm going to be smoking and talking about my life living with depression, clinical depression specifically. Um, mm, I don't have anything specific in mind I want to say, but it's Mental Health Month and people are talking about it, so I figure I should talk about it now while I have the chance and while people maybe want to listen. So I'll get this lit up and then do that. So starting at the beginning, I guess. The first time I ever tried to commit suicide, I was 10 years old, I believe. I didn't really have any friends at school. Friends I did have weren't weren't very they weren't actually really my friends. I was living with my one of my parents, the worst of the two. There's always that one. I was with the worst one. Really, I truly felt like I had nobody in my life that actually cared about me, and that has persisted since. I mean, I thought people really cared about me when I was like a little kid. You know, when you still think that unicorns are real and shit like that. And you think their life isn't the way that it actually is. But then after that, I stopped believing that. It's the first time I ever thought about killing myself. Thought that I should. I was about 10 years old, and I had one decent friend at the time at my school, and I think we had gone through just at the time gone through a patch of not being friends anymore. So I was pretty much alone, and I remember I got sent to the principal's office for something, and there was this little office room in there that I got sent to specifically. That it was just like a little room with just a desk and a chair and a window, and that's where I'd get sent when I do something wrong or something. So I had done something. I seem to recall that I had used my iPad. I had an iPad 2 back in the day. I seem to recall I used my iPad and used um, Google Translate and typed something in like Steve is an asshole or whatever, and then made the computer voice say that out to them, and I got in trouble for that. And the principal or whoever said, did you do this to them? And I was like, yeah, because I usually just admitted to what I did. And, I was fine with the punishment of being sent away from all the other kids and into my own little room. But, looking back, it's kind of weirdly cruel that, the one autistic kid in the class kept getting. I mean, I was in that room more than I was in the classroom, really. And there was no teacher in there with me. I wasn't being taught stuff. I was just, sitting in there, either like just doing like a worksheet or like classwork or like just going through it myself and basically teaching myself in there. And that was when I was actually I would have been about 11. Yeah, not 10. I'm sure I thought about it before then too. Well, it's like the first time I can really remember it. I really thinking. Yeah, I got sent there, and I was just sitting in there by myself. I didn't even have any work to do, and I was just, you know, doing what I do now, which was just like pondering my life and what I'm even doing here. It's like, what even do I have to live for? And I couldn't think of anything. And that happens all the time when you're living with depression. You completely forget that being happy is even a thing that exists. Like, it's not even something that you're looking or reaching for. It's not even in your mind that you could possibly be happy or even or like contented or anything like that. You feel like even if you're not feeling terrible in the moment, you feel at least like you could never ever feel anything good, which is worse. It's worse than feeling like real pain because something just happened to you. It's it's worse somehow. I don't know how to explain that. I've never been that good at putting stuff like this into words. The first time I ever got caught trying to commit suicide, I was 13. Yeah, year 9 of high school. What year was year 9? I don't even remember stuff like that anymore. I forgot what I was saying now. What year was I born? 02. It doesn't matter. I was 13, 14, 12, around there. I was. This is gonna get graphic. Just warning you. But I was slitting my wrists and my arms, like cutting them with with a razor blade, and then my mum came home and walked in, and mm, when she talked about it to my therapist for me, in front of me, she definitely. I mean, she said that I had cat scratches, like when you cut yourself with a knife and it only cuts like the first layer or something. But I was, And I never really, I was seeing a therapist for some time as a kid. Well, actually, like for like all the time when I was a kid, I was always seeing someone. Ever since my parents got divorced, you know, I was always seeing someone even before I knew I needed to see someone. Ever since I was 5 years old. Yeah, all the way up until I was 18, and then they completely stopped caring about me, and now I can't see a therapist if I want to. Because I'm on a government benefit, and you know, the payment is rough. They still haven't, for anyone outside of New Zealand that doesn't know, they still haven't adjusted, you know, for inflation or anything since 1994, I think it was, that they set what the benefits are. So I mean, like, I don't want to complain because I'm getting something and it's enough to live, so I'm not going to complain. But still, it should be probably 5 times higher than what it is. And you know, a lot of it goes to cannabis, and then you know the government or the people that not the government, but the people that I talk to, the people that judge me, they see cannabis as a drug that, you know, you just whatever, like they just see the bad whatever stereotypes about like weed, or they just see that it's illegal, even though it's not illegal. It's completely legal for me. I have a prescription, but it's not subsidized, so I can't even afford to buy my prescription, so I have to buy from Green Fairies, and the prices are not much cheaper, but it's enough that I can afford it and still afford to buy, you know, food and power, and that's it. I can't afford to pay rent. I've been homeless for a long time. I live in a government apartment now, but you know, I couldn't afford to live anywhere else. If I have to leave there, I'll be living it back in this van again. So that's, you know, a fun thing to have looming over you all the time, you know. And the apartment's not great. I mean, it's bare minimum. It's right next to the main road, which is the only reason it has like double glazing and insulation, because it legally has to because of the fucking noise. The only noisy road. It's no, nobody wants to live in an apartment. Why would they build apartments? I mean, duplexes are fine, but like nobody wants to live in a fucking 30 building. Definitely not anything more than that. Imagine trying to live in a fucking apartment with 100 other fucking homeless, disabled people, because they're all home all the time. None of them work. And they all fucking smoke. So the place always smells like shit. But the worst part about all of this is I know that being happy is all down to your mindset. The worst thing could be happening to you, but if you have a good mindset, you can still be happy. And if really good things happening to you and you have a shitty mindset, you will still have a shit time. It's all about your mindset, which is how I'm able to survive it all. But you know, maintaining that mindset is fucking exhausting sometimes. So you know, I do still consider it, but haven't tried to do it in a while, so I'm doing alright. This stuff's helping. Feels pretty good. Today, I remembered one of the effects of weed that I've literally forgotten because I smoke so much. I just felt today, I was like, whoa, it feels like time is slowing down. It's like, yeah, yeah, no shit. You just fucking smoked a joint, you moron. Yeah, it does that. There's nothing on that. So what did I get to? Talked about my first time trying both things. First time thinking about it, first time actually trying it. I think it was something else I wanted to say though. It's really hard trying to remember all this stuff for smoking a joint. Not really. I don't think it was, exactly an intelligent decision to make that easy. But I wasn't trying to make it easy, so I think it's a pretty good decision. I'll remember it. It'll come to me. Yeah. There was something else I wanted to talk about with depression. I've been kind of depressed lately, of course. I mean, I don't remember the last time I wasn't depressed. I sometimes feel like I'm not depressed, and then I'm like, oh no, I'm still depressed. I'm just like, nothing's going wrong right now. It's just like I'm okay depressed. Yeah, I'm still depressed. So. Yeah. Okay, I wasn't just saying I was depressed. I was supposed to finish another video. You'll probably see it next. I smoke a joint and do an expert Sudoku puzzle to try to make my brain take a screenshot. Was the idea, because I think that's a funny title. Smoking a joint and doing an expert Sudoku to see if your brain will take a screenshot. Yeah, I was supposed to add some music to it, and I don't want to get copyright struck, so I was going to make my own music, but I've just been too depressed to actually finish that video. So I'll finish it soon, but and it's been raining, so I couldn't film an easier video, like smoking grass while touching grass, which is another one I want to do soon. So Ooh. This hot box making me feel a bit better, but kind of cold and kind of tired. It's really late. I couldn't film earlier because I was depressed. So I was sitting at home smoking weed, which is boring. So I came out here, but it's I guess it's even more boring because you can't even see anything else. You can only see my nose. Alright, leave your comments of all the times you tried to kill yourself. No, I can't even. Check out my Instagram. I'll post art, pictures of my art. Any art that I do in the videos, I'll link there too. I've made 2 videos before. 2 videos or 1 video? I've made at least 1 video where I made 2 videos where I was drawing, and I posted the drawings on Instagram. They're not in the video because I couldn't be bothered editing them. And editing. I couldn't be bothered editing them. So I just posted them to Instagram. So if you want to see that, you can just yeah, that's it. Subscribe. Don't kill yourself, because you're gonna die anyway. So just experience some more stuff. Some of it will be bad, but some of it will be good. And in the end, you'll probably be like, yeah, you know what, it was worth it, because, you know, the bad stuff is what makes the good stuff good. So, you know, you might as well experience it, you know. That's it. See you later.